On the 4th of February 2015, the routine TransAsia Airways Flight 235 set off to its destination from Taipei Songshan Airport, but they would never make it to their destination. In fact, less than 10 minutes later, 43 people would be dead and lives would be changed forever. This incident not only claimed the lives of 43 individuals, but also cast a stark light on the complexities of flight, fatal human error, and how one single moment changed TransAsia Airways forever. This is the story of the TransAsia Airways Flight 235 disaster. TransAsia Airways was a Taiwanese carrier that operated both domestic and international flights. The airline was established in 1951 as the government-owned Taiwan Air Transport. Over the years, it underwent several rebrandings and transformations, eventually becoming TransAsia Airways in the late 1980s, which was owned by Ambassador Airways. The airline primarily focused on serving regional routes in Asia, including destinations in Taiwan, China, Japan, and Southeast Asia. Over the years, TransAsia Airways expanded its fleet and route network, aiming to become a prominent player in the aviation space. However, despite their ambitions, the airline faced financial challenges and safety concerns, particularly after a series of accidents, with TransAsia Airways Flight 222 being the most glaring. On July 23, 2014, an ATR 72-500 aircraft was en route from Kaohsiung International Airport to Megong, where severe weather conditions caused the plane to crash into residential buildings whilst trying to land. 48 of the 58 people on board died. The investigation went on to find that weather-related factors, bad decision-making by the crew, and communication issues were contributing factors to the tragedy, which obviously shone a negative light on TransAsia and the way they ran their business. Sadly, not even 8 months later, lessons weren't learned, and disaster was about to strike again. TransAsia Airways Flight 235 was a regular scheduled passenger flight, taking customers from Taipei Songshan Airport to Kinmen Airport. It often carried a mix of passengers, including tourists, business travellers, and locals. The flight was operated by an ATR 72-600 aircraft, which at the time was only 10 months old. The aircraft was powered by turboprop engines, which are known for their reliability and safety, and the seating capacity was around 72 to 78 passengers. On the 4th of February 2015, there were 53 passengers on board, and 5 members of staff. The flight was piloted by Captain Lau Chen Sung. As 10 o'clock approached, the passengers were seated safely and demonstrations were completed. Then, at 10:52 am, TransAsia Airways Flight 235 set off. The aircraft was now at an altitude of around 1,200 feet, making a right turn when the plane's dashboard showed the right engine had stopped, but in reality, the engine had auto-feathered. Feathered is when the engine fails, resulting in the blades rotating parallel to the airstream to reduce drag. The pilot, trying to fix this, then mistakenly pulled the wrong throttle, which instead of reducing power to the right engine, reduced power to the working left engine. This resulted in the aircraft losing propulsion in both engines. The last words recorded from the pilot was, "Mayday, Mayday, engine flame out." The loss of power to both engines then generated a series of stall warnings, resulting in the crew to panic as they attempted to restart the engine, but they were unsuccessful. The plane, now with no power, began to plummet from the sky, and the crash was caught on dashcam by someone driving nearby. The footage shows the plane avoiding a building and rolling 90 degrees before crashing into Keelung River. The footage is horrifying. Upon receiving notification at 10:55 am, 7 fire brigade units equipped with water bikes, boats, and rafts rushed to the scene for the rescue operation, and they arrived within minutes. Brave firemen swam across the river to reach the wreckage, but many were already dead. The crew began to remove the survivors, put them on inflatable boats, and send them to shore. 27 of the injured were sent to nearby hospitals. Tragically, many of them died from their injuries. Out of the 58 people on board, only 15 people survived. An investigation into the incident was immediately launched. The investigation into the TransAsia Airways Flight 235 crash was led by Taiwan's Aviation Safety Council and was complete by January 2016. The investigation chalked the incident up to many different factors, with the main one being that during takeoff, a glitch in engine number 2's auto-feather unit triggered uncommanded auto-feathering. The flight crew's failure to follow emergency procedures led to the shutdown of engine number 1, which led to the plane's crash. The crew were ultimately blamed for the disaster. The investigation also found that Captain Shen Sung, who was piloting the aircraft, faced challenges during simulator training in May 2014, including insufficient knowledge on handling engine flameouts during takeoff. At the time, instructors said that he was prone to be nervous and may make errors during the engine start procedure. They also said that he displayed a lack of confidence. The report went on to say, the crew didn't respond to the stall warnings in a timely and effective manner. The aircraft stalled and continued descent during the attempted engine restart. Furthermore, compromised soldering joints in the auto-feather unit led to auto-feathering. Despite the automatic takeoff power control system failure, the flight crew proceeded with takeoff. Ineffective crew coordination, communication, and threat management compromised flight safety. The crew simply didn't know how to deal with the situation. Sadly, they most likely managed to restart the engine seconds before the crash, as the propellers were turning, but obviously, time ran out. After the crash, the Taiwan Civil Aviation Authority ordered an examination of emergency drills for 49 pilots in the ATR fleet. They tested them with emergency drills to strengthen their skills. The Aviation Safety Council also reviewed staff training in crew resource management and engine failures. Due to this increased training, hundreds of flights were cancelled. The pilots that failed their training were then demoted. Shortly following this, a TransAsia spokeswoman said the following: "We offered an amount of 14.9 million as compensation for each person who had died in the accident. We hope to reach a settlement with the families. 14.9 million equates to $470,000. They went on to say, "We can fully understand that it would be hard for the families to accept it immediately. Still, we hope the representatives could take the proposal back and take it into consideration. This would only total to around $38,000 between each family, which, quite frankly, is appalling." Understandably, many of the families refused to take this. The crash of TransAsia Airways Flight 235 underscores critical lessons in aviation safety and emphasised competency in handling emergencies whilst flying. Due to the dashcam footage, the incident made headlines all over the world, prompting extra safety checks in the aviation world. Following these tragic incidents, TransAsia Airways ceased operation and shut down. The incident involving Flight 222 and Flight 235 played a significant role in the airline's downfall, and eventually led to their inevitable bankruptcy filing. I will mention that before I end today's video that the dashcam footage shows the plane hitting a taxi. Luckily, the driver and passenger in the vehicle survived. Rest in peace to the victims of this horrific disaster. Let me know what you think about this case in the comments below. This is not an AI channel, I do all of this myself, the research, writing, editing, thumbnails, etc. and I upload every Thursday. So if you enjoy my work, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.